Custodio. I'm a designer from the Philippines. I do a lot of product development, shoes, bags, and other products from community-based products all over the Philippines. So I started 2008 as a shoe designer when I collaborated with a designer, his name is JC Buendia, way back in the Philippines. And ever since 2008 up to 2013, felt like I'm not really, working. I tend to probably party a lot. So I felt that being a shoe designer is kind of like a status symbol. But then again, after 2013, it hit me that it should, it should not be just shoe designing. It should be something that, more than fashion. It should be, I think, with a purpose or purposeful. So I've tried to reinvent myself ever since. I've started with ladies' footwear made to order, so I do wedding shoes. And then after that, I did men's shoes. I also did a certain line called Macolet. It's a baby shoes. Maco little, but then Macolet in Filipino language is also naughty or kid. Then after that, I felt that I wanted to give more depth to my creation. So after an exhibition in London, it actually kind of made me realize that the design should always have a story. Because before, my normal process is just I will just draw, and then from that drawing, there's already a product after that. But there's no meaning to the lines, to the rendering, to the height. There's no meaning at all. So after 2016, we had a show in London, and it was like the first time that they had a theme. So the theme is Utopia. There is actually a fact that, in the Philippines, because all of the countries, they have to show what Utopia is into their nation. So in the Philippines, we felt that we don't really have a Utopia. So instead of showing them what is the future ahead, we show them we have to step backwards and to show that, through dystopia or dystopic materials, we could actually create something beautiful. So my first collection is this. So I call it Homer. So this is a pair of shoes that each of the uppers I actually stitch it. For this upper, it took me 4 days of stitching. So all the silver foils that you see as threads are all made out of foil. So I felt that creating or using the foil will actually, it's an act that if you try to use something that's like a basura or a trash, you could actually create something beautiful out of it. So yeah, and so I had a process. It's called like Frankensteinian. So the inspiration is I'm trying to revive my dead dog. So each of the styles has a story. So this is the nose that when you actually go home, the dog will try to sniff you. So these are like, memories of me and my dog. And this is the tail. Yeah. This is the paw. Yeah. And this is the ears. So then after this collection, it actually led me to do community development, wherein me and apart from, I think we're all 10, we started I feel like it's a movement that we have to design more, or we should design together with, a certain community so that if the design will prosper, maybe the community will also prosper. Then after that, I feel that collaboration is really key into my business because most of the products that I'm doing has a certain collaboration to it. So I like collaborating with, like, for example, this. This is a collaboration between the indigenous fabrics of the Philippines. So what I do is, like, I just use the fabrics and then translate it into my own aesthetic. So these two are actually a collaboration between a furniture designer and this one is a sculptor artist. So I feel that you know, if you can't do anything, it should not stop you from doing it, like from doing what you have a concept in your head. You just have to ask someone who actually masters that craft and, you know, collaborate with them. So next is the foil is actually the pretty much the more commercial version of this. So here we try to collaborate with at least 3 communities. So the foil came from a community in Manila, which what they do is, like, they cut and they fold it. And then the weaving, we call it Lala, is actually, well, before we start the project, we had 2 mother weavers who actually weave it for us. And then once we launched like a few pairs for a collection, it became 4. So then after, in Rizal, after weaving, it now goes to Marikina, which is the footwear capital of the Philippines, where we actually make the actual pair. So within the collection there, I feel the points that I really want to raise is, like, you actually, in a way, help the community in such, I think it's more, I feel that, you know, using the word sustainability in my own brand is really a huge responsibility. So I kind of feel like I would probably use more unconscious, because if you are conscious and, like, what you do, you tend to have, like, a different outlook on things. Like, when you say you are conscious to the environment, maybe most of your trash, you don't necessarily have to, you know, put it elsewhere. You can just, like, keep it in your pocket. And yeah, we launched Lalapatos last 2018, and the entire 2019 we've been really, you know, promoting it. So we've been to shows in Vegas, in Tokyo. So, but it struck us because we felt that, you know, we are being sustainable in terms of, you know, collaborating with all these communities. But I think the problem was it's like too much work for us to gather all these communities in one shoes. But this 2020, we feel that we are still working on it because we had problems with deliveries, and yeah, and I think each business or each person is always like that. You keep on changing. What's important is when you change your plan, you also have to at least, you know, pick up all the good things in it, and, you know, you adapt it in the future. So yeah. Designing, like from sketch, and then you produce it. It wasn't really that. It was just, I felt there's still a hole. There's a thing. But when I did, you know, collaborate with all these people that I mentioned, I felt like I was doing something for my fellow community, because I think the number one validation that you are actually doing a really great job is when all those people that surround you tends to grow and learn from you. So I haven't really, this is my first time in India, and based from all my collection, if I've been to this place, normally I will adapt whatever that's, you know, skills or products that's in it. So I love colors, and And I think what a version of me that would probably be in shoes soon is like I really want to explore more on how an Indian mindset is like. I wanted to explore more on how is it just music? Is it just spices? Is it just, you know, their love for the art? That's why they built this huge monument. What was it? I mean, what's in their psyche? Like how made them be like them? How they actually, you know, come up with a design that will be everlasting, like the Taj Mahal. So I want to understand that. So I probably, you know, try to still talk to them about it and probably come up with a collection after this. You know what? It's so simple. Like, I just feel that for a person or for something that would be remembered for like forever, just have to do it in a very simple way, because complicated things is just like, you know, it tends to complicate things. So I feel that for you to come up with a design that you will be remembered, just come up with just a circle and your shoes. Just like a shoes and then a coffee, right? It's like a pair of shoes with yakan beads. But the thing is, like, it's just not just an ordinary court shoe, but like a court shoe with a collar. So what else? Like, yeah, here. So this is one I call it Fornellas. So it's just, you know, things that you don't really need, but you buy because it's cute. So yeah, I really want all my products to probably have a sense of, like, when I talk about it, you tend to smile, you tend to argue a bit about it. That's how I see design. It should not just be seen, but it should be heard. It should be, you know, a thing that you can talk about after with your friends, like shoes with a nose, right? So I think that's what an effective design is. That's why I love how, if you can see all my shoes are all, like, if either now they're symmetrical or there is a line or there is like a point when it ends and a point when it begins, something like that. So probably architect. I think the best moment that we all have to agree is like every time that you're up in the morning, you're feeling, you know, awake and you're alive, and also being loved. I think don't be lazy. If you can actually learn more skills, the better.
You feel depressed as a designer. What gives you a
Oh, I watch Netflix, or like I watch movies. Yeah, I feel that, you know, all the stories can actually be an outcome of a design. So I would like to invite you to go check my social media. So I at Maco Custodio, MACOCUSTODIO, both on Instagram and Facebook. And don't forget to sign up. Click the links, subscribe button, Whizz by Swati Modo.